Riddle's recent comments about the Universal Champion Roman Reigns have reportedly ruffled feathers within WWE because he actually responded to Roman Reigns calling out CM Punk as not a needle mover and saying that SummerSlam was the real needle moving event of that weekend. And in his comments, Riddle says, and I quote, "No disrespect to Roman. He seems like a swell fella, but at the same time, it's like when people say they're a good parent. You know what? If you were a good parent, your kids would be telling you you're a good parent. When he's saying, acknowledge me, or I move the needle, no, you don't. You're related to The Rock. Shut up. Like, I'm not impressed. I could beat you up in a real fight, so shut your mouth." He continued in this amazing interview by saying, "You're not moving needles. I'm the real stallion. RK Bros is moving merch. We're moving the needle. That's it. I don't want to say too much. I'm not trying to get in trouble. Hey, hats off to him. He's amazing at what he does. I do like what he does, but at the same time, it's like, get off your high horse. You're in that spot for a reason. You're not a bro. You're a second generation. I'm first generation." So, similar to his past comments, Riddle appears to have landed himself in some trouble with WWE because of those. According to Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer newsletter, Riddle's push won't be affected by this. But there's some people backstage who are pretty nervous and kind of frustrated by this. And for probably a good reason. Roman Reigns kind of took a shot at AEW when they had some hype. He took a shot at CM Punk in his return. And this was kind of like WWE versus AEW. But then it seemed like, at least maybe in WWE's eyes, that Riddle undermined Roman Reigns' shot and kind of put himself in between those two, and indirectly kind of took that. I guess I don't know. He indirectly kind of maybe took that shot away from AEW, or that shot that Roman took away from AEW. I don't know, but bigger question: is this fair or foul? And what I got to say, this is fair. This is completely fair, and I like it. I like it because what this is showing is, first of all, is this a shoot? I think it's a little bit of both. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to lie. It's mostly a work, but I do think there's a little bit of truth in there with the whole, The Rock. You're like your family with The Rock, and you're second generation. And, if you were a real needle mover, you wouldn't have to tell people, I move merch. And look, RK Bros is selling merch. Riddle is over. He's getting amazing reactions everywhere he goes. So there's a lot of truth to this. However, I think a lot of this is him kind of, one, building hype for a potential rivalry with Roman Reigns down the line. And also him just taking a shot at the big guy. You got to shoot above your belt if you want to move up in the weight class, and that is what he is doing. And you can't fault Riddle for that. That's why I think these are fair comments. That's why I think that it's going to create buzz, because, again, Riddle is over with WWE fans. Roman, in a different way, is over with WWE fans, and I think people are way more interested in a feud or a potential match between these two down the line than they were yesterday or before he made these comments. I think people are much more interested in seeing Riddle potentially challenge for the Universal title. But Omar, I thought Riddle's on Raw and Roman's on SmackDown. How would that even happen? I'll tell you how, people. It's because WWE is having a draft, apparently. It was supposed to be actually this coming week, but instead they didn't announce anything. So instead it's apparently been moved over into October. That rhymed. And I think that gives enough time for either Roman to finish up his feuds or Riddle to finish up his feuds with Raw. And one of them is going to move. I would say the more likely scenario is Roman Reigns ends up moving to Raw in the WWE draft later this year. And I say that because Raw is really, really hungry for some new talent. They don't have any big attraction on the show. I'm sorry. Goldberg isn't cutting it. I'm sorry. Lashley having 8 segments a show isn't cutting it. So I could see Roman Reigns being there, and then USA will end up getting their wish and getting Brock Lesnar back on Raw, because that's really the show that Lesnar's show. So I think that's what we'll see. And then that opens the door for a Riddle versus Roman match. And you could bring this in. WWE won't, but the fans know about it. And they'll be wanting this match even more because Riddle kind of took these shots at Roman Reigns. And Roman Reigns might actually, benefit from it as well. So, again, I think it's just fair. I think anyone who's mad at Riddle about these comments, it's a work. It's wrestling. Chill out. It's a work. It's fun. These comments are funny. They're a little, yeah. They sting, but that's the whole point. Look at any Twitter back and forth involving Becky Lynch. We don't criticize Becky Lynch for that because it's true and it's all in good wrestling fun. So it ain't that serious. It ain't that real. Although sometimes it is. Thanks for watching this video from Real Take Sports Talk. Remember to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. Also remember to check out our live show every single Thursday at 8 p.m. right here on the YouTube channel. And remember, keep it real.